Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the internet. This is RENDOG coming at you from the Nether Portal Temple in this Let's Play Minecraft Survival series. In the previous episode, we were rounding up the Cyberdog family into Beatrice's house for a Christmas Day special. And in this episode, my friends, we're going to start working on the roof of the Cyberdog Monument. And it is going to be freaking sweet! Damn! So sit back and relax, my cyber diggity dogs, with your tasty beverage and crunchy ass snacks. Let's play some Minecraft survival. Now guys, I can hear some of you cyberdogs out there shouting, where in the jazz have you been, Rendiggity dog? Well guys, after Christmas I decided to take a few days off. I rented a car and went to visit a few of my friends that live around England, and I literally disconnected myself from everything, disconnected myself from the interbubs. I know, it's crazy. Rendiggity dog disconnected from the interbubs? Yes, I did, my friends. I freaking disconnected. I did not log into anything. No Gmail, no YouTube, no freaking nothing for a good 4 or 5 days or so. And let me tell you guys, I've come back 100% refreshed, and I just cannot wait to start playing some more Minecraft around this jazz, man. And this morning I woke up fresh. I woke up happy, I woke up super pumped to get going on today's jazz, and what I did was I went to the gym. I got back from the gym, I had a shower, and there's some freaking lapis in this chest. Awesome. I got back from the gym, had a shower, and I literally got my butthole into the nether, and for a good hour and a half, I guess, I ground the butthole of the nether, and I managed to pick up a whole bunch of nether quartz. I also picked up a whole bunch of netherrack also, which is awesome because we're going to be using that netherrack to turn that netherrack into nether brickage for the nether district of Mole City. I've also returned Mole City to its original glory. It has been unchristmasified around this jazz. I've taken down all of the Christmas lights. I've taken down all of the Christmas trees too, which was a bit sad, I must say, because in my family it was always the real Goxy, who is my brother. There's a freaking block missing over here. It was always my brother and I's task to take down the Christmas tree, and we'd always take it down pretty late. We'd usually take down the tree in January, and not because we wanted to keep the tree up, but basically because we were super lazy, and we never actually got around to taking down the Christmas tree. And MudDog used to get super angry with us for that, but we'd eventually take it down. But this time around, guys, as you can see, Grizzy's apartment is back to normal. Where is that freaking butthole? There you are, you freaking sneaky bastard. Let me tell you guys, it was a mission and a half getting this bunghole back from Beatrice's quarters back into his house over here without him making contact with Beatrice. What I literally had to do was cordon Beatrice off. I then made like a passageway for Griswold to get back into his workshop, and then unleashed him from his cage, and he came running into this place. I also had to break all the doors of the molehill because Griswold had attached himself to a new door in the molehill castle. So I had to break all of those doors down, but I eventually got Grizzy in here, and then I could unleash Beatrice. But let me tell you, man, both of them, they are not happy with me. Griswold spent Christmas Day in a cage, and he is very unhappy with me for that. But you know, I don't care, dude. You are not going to getting busy in Mole City. This is a sacred place. You hear me, you freaking butthole? I also managed to get Big Mac back into his enclosure. Atreyu is back into his stables. Greg is back to patrolling Beatrice's courtyard. And the only thing that I haven't taken down, actually, is the Cyberdog Christmas tree. And you know what, guys? I think I'm going to keep the Christmas tree up for now. I just think it's really awesome. It kind of reminds me of the time when Goxy and I used to put up the Christmas tree. It was always our task to make the Christmas tree. And I think I'm gonna leave it up until like the middle of January or so. Of course, if you're watching this from the future, this is totally irrelevant. But hey, from the past. But I'm going to keep the Cyberdog Christmas tree up for now, guys. But we are back to normal. Mole City is back to work, and man, we have got another half a season, a little less than half a season to go for season 3, and damn, son, do we have a lot of freaking work to do before the end of Season 3, starting with finishing off this sweet-ass Cyberdog Monument. And what I've done also, guys, since you guys were last here, is I've added a new foundation to the monument, and this is essentially how I want the roof of the monument to look like. And basically, this new roof design has been inspired by the design of the MudDog greenhouse. If we cast our gaze towards the greenhouse over here, we will recall that this greenhouse greenhouse is literally a building within a building. So literally what we did was we made like a glass greenhouse, and then we propped up the roof of the entire structure with this sort of outer structure over here. And I wanted to try and explore that design mechanic a little bit more because I really, really like it. My initial plan was to just make the roof of the Cyberdog Monument just, you know, the same as like any of the other roofs that we've made in Rentopia, where the roof would literally just connect to the walls. And I was going to sort of make the roof start from just above the windows over there of the balconies. But, you know, I decided let's be a little bit more adventurous, man. You know, I already mentioned a few videos ago, I'm changing my philosophy in Minecraft for 2014, and I want to try and go big. Whenever I start doing something and I don't think it's big enough and I feel that I want to make it bigger, instead of suppressing that urge to go bigger, I'm just going to do it. And if it means I have to grind more resources, then that's just what I'm going to freaking do, man. But I'm not going to hold back this year, man. I'm going to try and make everything as, you know, I don't want to be restricted in Minecraft anymore by my own brain. I refuse to be restricted by my brain. And what I've done over here, guys, is separate the roof from the rest of the monument. So the roof is going to be propped up by these awesome ass pillars over here. Check out this sweet ass giant pillar. It looks really, really cool, doesn't it? And these pillars are going to be holding up this roof. And essentially this roof is going to be a giant ass dome of glass. And this dome of glass is going to cover the rest of the monument. And so the monument is going to be in 2 bits, basically. The first bit will be like the monument itself and the balconies, and the second bit will be the dome of the monument hovering above the entire structure over here. And I think what we're probably going to do is leave like a gap over here between the walls of the monument and the roof. And I think that leaving gaps like that is going to open up space in the monument itself. It's going to make the monument feel like it's a lot bigger than it is, even though it's already ginormous. Leaving a little bit of space here and there is going to like sort of add to that feeling of space, much like if you put like mirrors into a room in a house or something. It sort of adds to the space. But if we come up here, guys, it is looking freaking sweet, man. Check out this monument. It is starting to look awesome, and I'm glad that I found a little bit more of this lapis also, because we've got a bit of a lapis shortage at the moment. I wish that in all of our adventures in Minecraft I just freaking picked up every bit of lapis that we walked past. I started getting complacent about mining lapis because I never thought we'd actually use it for anything other than making the roof of the wizard's tower. But now I really regret that. So from now on, I'm just gonna mine any resources that I find, man. I'm not gonna reject any resources in Minecraft, because you never know when you're gonna use them, man. You know, imagine we'd actually picked up all of that lapis that we walked past on our adventures. I definitely wouldn't have this problem with not having enough lapis. But anyway, I'm gonna turn this lapis that I found in my bedroom into some blocks. Probably not going to get a lot of blocks out of this, but yeah, we'll probably get like 15 blocks or so. Sweet. Yeah, we'll get 15 blocks out of that. Awesome. And then I'm going to turn all of this quartz into quartz blocks also. Man, did I spend a long ass time in Nether grinding this, guys. Check it out. I've got almost 6 full stacks of quartz, which is awesome. I basically put on like one of my favorite records, and that record is an album called Make Yourself by Incubus. Some of you guys might know that album, and Incubus is one of my favorite bands, and Make Yourself is one of my favorite albums, in fact. It's a very inspirational album. Most of the lyrics in that album are about making yourself, believe it or not. But it's like the whole record is about like following your own path, and, you know, not letting life disappear, and just trying to reach your dreams and do whatever you can to achieve your dreams, but not like in a super cheesy way, in an awesome new metal way. Freaking Incubus, Make Yourself, man. Listen to that record, guys. It's awesome. But I literally just went to gym, came back, showered, went to the Nether, put on Incubus in my earphones, and just ground quartz for like an hour and a half, thinking about YouTube, thinking about the Minecraft survival series, the Feed the Beast series, thinking about my channel and what we're going to do on my channel this year in 2014. It was awesome, man. But anyway, let's get on to today's episode, guys. We're going to start working on the dome roof of the Cyberdog Monument, and I think what I'm going to do is take a bit of, I think I'm going to take a crafting table with me, because we're going to be working up there now, right? And I need to make a whole bunch of like chiseled quartz and quartz pillars and whatnot. So I think I'm going to take a crafting table with me. I'm also going to drop off all of this nether rack in this chest over here. going to be using this nether rack to construct the nether district of Mole City. We'll turn this jazz into nether brickage like we have in the nether portal temple over there. And man, we're going to make some sweet ass ghetto structures around here using those bricks. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier, right? Like when I went to the nether, now I literally ground some netherrack, because I usually just ignore the netherrack or I throw it away, like I don't bring it with me. But you know what? We're actually going to need a ridiculous amount of netherrack to craft the nether district of Mole City. So I freaking collected a whole bunch of netherrack, man. And now I'm feeling really good about myself for doing that. But guys, let's get up here to the construction site of the Cyberdog Monument Roof. And man, I feel like I've just been talking a whole bunch of codswallop in this episode. But guys, I'll tell you what, man, I'm so freaking happy today and so excited to be playing Minecraft and so happy to be doing what I'm doing right now, man. This is just so awesome. I think I'm going to stick the crafting table over here. Now, while I was in the nether, I sort of had to think about how I want the design of the roof to be. And now let me see if I can put what I thought in my brain into my mouth and if it's going to make sense to you guys. So what I thought about was, initially, I thought about just doing what we did with the Nether Portal Temple, and the Nether Portal Temple is essentially a pyramid, right? And the glass of the Nether Portal Temple just goes up one block and in, and up and in, and up and in, and that's how it has this very steep gradient, and that's what makes it look like a pyramid or like a sort of star structure over here, right? But I don't think I really want the roof of the monument to be this steep of a gradient. So what we're going to need to do is try a new design, which is going to make a shallower gradient. And it's also going to be a design that we've never done before. Most of the roofs, in fact, all of the roofs that we have built in this series so far, they all go up one block at a time, right? They go up one block in, one block in. That basically attains to any roof that we've built in this series. So what I'm going to try and do differently in the Cyberdog Monument is try a different style of roof. Like, let's get crazy up in here, man. Let's get cray-cray. Like, let's try a different style of roof. Like, we don't have to make the same freaking roof all the time, right? So what I'm going to make is a whole bunch of chiseled quartz, and we've got our pillars over here also. Now let's try and make a different style roof. And what I'm going to try and do is maintain the design that we've got for the balconies over here, where we've got chiseled quartz and then a pillar of quartz. And why don't we try something like this, right? This is the design that I had in my brain while I was grinding quartz in the nether. This might not work, but let's give it a go. So we're going to go up 2 blocks, and then instead of going up 1 block here like we would normally do for our roof design, let's go in 3 blocks like so, and then up 1 block, right? Or up 2 blocks basically. So we're going 2 blocks vertical by 3 blocks horizontal. And what this should in theory do is soften the gradient of the roof and give us more of like a dome effect rather than like a pyramid effect. And hopefully this is going to work. The only thing that I'm worried about is like, how are we going to get the glass to look? How are we going to connect the glass up? Because if we look at that design over there, that was really easy to get the glass in there, right? Because all we literally had to do was put glass diagonally like that, and we used a whole bunch of dirt placeholders to do the Nether Portal Temple roof. But this is going to be an entire different challenge over here, I think. Oh, no, this is wrong. Get some chiseled quartzage up in here. There we go. But I think this is going to work, guys. I sort of closed my eyes and imagined it in my brain. And maybe that's not like the best way to do stuff, but I did it anyway. And you know, that's the kind of thing, like if you paint a picture or you do a drawing or something, you sort of picture it in your mind's eye before you actually do it. So I'm apply that artistic theory to this design, okay? I pictured this freaking design in my mind's eyeball, and it looked pretty sweet, and now we're going to see if it's going to actually look pretty sweet. And I think it probably should. Does this actually line up with the edge? I think we need to probably go up 1 more, and then this is going to line up quite nicely with the center of the Cyberdog Monument itself. This is going to be like, I think it's probably going to come to the very, very edge of the 4-block center. Oh yes, that is very awesome. Okay, so the very center of the Cyberdog Monument, there we go, you can see. So at the end of this whole thing, if we've done our symmetry correctly, and this is actually going to be a true test now, guys, of whether I have made this monument perfectly symmetrical, and there's a huge chance that I haven't, considering the size of it. Oh my goodness. So essentially, this support beam over here should connect up perfectly in all directions, in all of the vertical directions, or the horizontal directions. And if it doesn't connect perfectly, that means that the symmetry of the shape of the monument is out. And I'm a face palm so freaking hard, man. I was thinking about whether we should actually do a diagonal support beam also. But I think that's going to be really difficult to do in this design, right? Like chiseled quartz into pillars of quartz. I don't know if we'd be able to do that diagonally, to be honest, without it looking kind of gross. Doing diagonals in Minecraft is seriously hard, guys. It's really, really hard. And I'm still not sure what to do about the diagonal cogs of the Cyberdog Monument spoke over here, or the Cyberdog Monument cog. I don't know if I like this or not. I'm still deciding on that. But I think what I want to do is finish off the roof before we do any more work on the balconies themselves. I want to finish off the roof because that's going to give us like a sense of scale, right? That's going to like allow us to see how massive this monument is actually going to be and what we want to do with the balconies. I mean, it might end up that with the diagonal balconies, so these diagonal ones, we might not want to have a roof at all. We might want it to be open, like a completely open balcony with maybe like a couple of pillars or something like that in it. Like that could be pretty awesome, right? But we're not going to actually know that until we can actually see the full scale of this bad boy. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to clam this sucker into fast forward, get this final cross beam support pillar over here done, and then we will come back and have a look at this, and then see if we can actually start installing some freaking glass. So I'll see you on the other side of this kaplam, my friends. Kaplowy! All right, guys, I know what you're thinking. Is there going to be symmetry achieved? And yes, check it out. Oh. Check it out, my friends. It is perfectly symmetrical. Well, this side of the monument is perfectly symmetrical anyway. Oh, that makes me so freaking happy right now, man. Oh, symmetry achieved. Oh, that is epic. All right, super stoked about that, man. All right, let's get our buttholes down here and have a quick look at these support beams from down here. Let's have a look what they look like. You see, that is what I'm talking about. That is a much softer gradient, right, than the Nether Portal Temple, and it's quite dome-like also. If we wanted to make it even more dome-like, we could actually drop the center of the top of this roof down to this level over here, and that would give it even more of a sort of dome effect, I guess. But that's something we can experiment with that, a little bit later on, once we've got all of the glass put in. Why don't we get a few layers of glass installed to have a look at what this is going to look like? And what I'm thinking is that we probably want to use red stained glass eventually. That would be pretty awesome, right? If we made the roof of this monument red, that would look really nice against the backdrop of the white walls of the monument. That could actually work really, really nicely. So we'll definitely experiment with that. Why don't we just get a view of this from a little bit further away also, just to have a look at those support beams to see if it's achieving what I wanted to achieve. Let's see if we get a view from over here. Yeah, that is really sweet right there, man. Do you guys see what I'm saying? It's like a much shallower, much softer gradient, and that is going to look absolutely epic, I think, once we've got all the glass installed. Let's head back into the mole hole to basically have a sleep and pick up bark also, because of course bark has got Silk Touch 1, and we need that freaking Silk Touch 1 axe so that we don't waste any glass. I don't even want to think about how much glass we require to finish off this roof, but we definitely do not have enough glass. That is without a doubt in my freaking brain. We definitely do not have enough glass. Is there any glass in here? No, just a whole bunch of jank. Right, let's just have a quick sleep in our bedroom. And let's head down into the storage rooms. I think I've got a little bit of glass left. I went on a huge glass smelting spree a few episodes ago in preparation for this moment when we're going to start working on the roof. See, guys, I'm starting to plan ahead in this series, man. I'm starting to think way ahead, way more than I used to, which is awesome. It doesn't make me any less of a noob actually playing the game, though. I remember I was reading a Cyberdog comment the other day, and one of you guys said that after 259 episodes or whatever of Minecraft Survival, 60 episodes of Minecraft Feed the Beast, a whole bunch of Hexed videos, a whole bunch of videos with my brother way back when, I still don't realize that I can't jump over a fence. And yeah. I don't know what to say about that, man. It's kind of embarrassing. Anyway, guys, we never have to waste another block of glass again. I mean the amounts of pieces of glass that I've broken in this series, that I've wasted, is also blows the mind. I'd probably have more than enough glass to finish this project if I hadn't freaking broken it all. But now that we've got Bark with us, we will never waste another block of glass again, which is epic. All right, so anyway, guys, let's try and get this glass installed. Now, how in the jazz are we going to do this? Because this is definitely an awkward shape. It's not like this nice little triangle shape of the Nether Portal Temple. This is a completely different shape. The glass is basically going to have to, I don't know, it's going to have to go out from this pillar, or this support beam. And if there was a support beam coming up the center of the diagonal, it would be connecting to that. So maybe what we should try and do, rather than starting from the bottom, maybe if we start from the top. Right, okay. Oh, whoa. Hold the freaking telephone right now, people. I've had a brainwave. Check it out, right? If we build glass from, like symmetrically, right, from both support beams, from the top, like so, stick with me, like this, right? Then, if we just follow this pattern, if we just build glass on the pillar, like the pillar parts of the support frame, like this. There we go, guys. See what I'm talking about? Thank you, Bark. Saved a bit of glass. This, because, oh man, I think this is actually going to work. I can't really put into words what my brain is thinking. But are you guys picking up what I'm putting down over here, man? Check it out. Oh yes, this is going to work, right? Because these bits of the support frames are perfectly symmetrical with each other. All we have to do is continue this pattern all the way down, from the top all the way down, and we will essentially fill this entire space with glass in perfect symmetry. And this should work absolutely gloriously. Alright guys, I'll tell you what, I'm going to kaplam this sucker, and on the other side of this kaplam, this entire side of the monument's roof will be glassed up. And we're just going to have a look at what it looks like. And maybe then in the next episode, we will experiment with some red glass on one of the other sides. Guys, I can't wait to get this done, man. Kaplam! Cyberdiggity dogs, welcome back. I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is I managed to lay down all of this freaking glass that you see behind me. The bad news is I have used up all of the freaking glass that we have, and I didn't even come close to finishing one side of the freaking roof of the Cyberdog Monument. In other news, there also is something funky going on over here, and as you can see, the roof itself is already starting to protrude over the diagonal edge of the roof dome. So we're going to have to re-look at this design, and I think that is happening because this is a square shape that we're making over here, and what we are trying to do actually is make a round shape of glass. We need to somehow round this glass over here, and I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do that. I think that we'll probably need to, I'm not entirely sure how to fix this. I'm gonna have to spend a little bit of time off camera to figure out how to do this, but I am assuming that we're gonna have to change these corners over here of each of the layers, right? If these are the layers of glass, I think we're probably gonna have to push these layers in like this, something like that, right? So that they're diagonal rather than having a square corner like this over here. But I tell you what, guys, I'm going to spend a little bit of time trying to figure this out. If you guys want to help me out with some designs of your own, maybe get into creative and do a bit of experimenting, how can we make the roof of this monument round using this design over here? But you know what, this is looking pretty freaking sweet, man. Even though it may not, you know, the actual shape of the glass may not be correct, let's have a look at what it's going to look like from inside the monument itself. That looks pretty awesome, right? Yeah, look at that, man. That looks really sweet, like looking up through that. And you can imagine at night, right? You're going to be looking up at the stars, and the moon, which will rise over here, will go all the way through the monument itself. Oh, man, that looks so freaking sweet. I am loving that. And then maybe we'll just keep the glass clear. Maybe we'll make it red. I don't know. We still have a butt ton of experimenting to do. The last thing that I want to do, guys, is head up to the top of the giant lava ball, because I think we'll get a pretty decent view of the monument from up there. And we'll get a pretty decent view of what the roof is looking like from up there also. And we can try and figure out exactly how to make that roof more rounded rather than square. Man, I tell you something, man, this project, every single time I move on to a new part of the monument, something like even more complicated arrives. Like in my brain, it seems like it's going to be such a simple build, but it's actually turning out to be a very, very complicated build, which is exactly what I wanted to happen, to be honest with you. I want this monument to be like the hardest thing that I've made, the most difficult thing to construct, because it's for you guys, man. This is the Cyberdog Monument. This is something that I'm building in honor of all of you guys who watch my videos on YouTube, and all of you guys who you know, are on dogcraft.net, and to everybody basically who is a part of the Cyberdog Nation, man. But let's have a look. Let's get a view from up here. Yeah, that's looking pretty sweet. I love the way the balcony looks from up here, man. That looks really awesome. Oh man, it's bringing a tear to my eye, man. That looks so sweet. Let's just jump onto the roof of the mob spawner over here. Look at that. Oh, that looks so cool. I love that, man. Well, I love the balcony. Like I don't know, the dome looks a bit intense because of the glass texture, right? Because the glass texture is very black and it's got like a lot of metal and stuff in it. But yeah, that looks pretty sweet. I'm digging that, man. All right, guys. Well, anyway, I tell you what, man. I'm going to end the episode here. Spend a bit of time trying to figure out how we can rounden the dome of that roof. And I really hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. And again, I really hope you guys had an amazing Christmas and an amazing holiday time. If it's still December and you're watching this, and if you're from somewhere in the future, hey, what's up from the past? Thank you so much for watching this video. This has been Rendog playing Minecraft Survival, my friends. Remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We are building a giant ass monument out of quartz, and if that's not worth a subscription, I do not know what is. Guys, we will see you in the next video. It's RenDoG'S signing out. Goodbye, my friends.